Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to today's reading lesson. So today we are actually talking about something new. We've never talked about this before. So we've been talking about how to retell a story, how to describe setting events and characters, how to talk about what happens in the beginning, middle, and end. But today what we're going to be talking about is illustrations. So this is our I can statement. So I can use illustrations and details in a story to describe characters, settings, and events. So the best way to teach about illustrations is to actually use a picture book. But before we get to this and this awesome anchor chart behind me, we are going to be going over our sight words this week. Now remember, this week is a review week. So all these sight words are review. So say them with me. This is the word number. If I was to use this in a sentence, I could say my favorite number is the number 12. Say it with me. People, okay? I have 14 people in my class. People. This is the word made. Make sure you're saying it with me. Made, okay? I made chocolate cake last night. Not true, but that's okay. I wish it were true. Made. Where, okay? Where is my Nuffle bunny? Where? Okay, say this one with me. Been. Been. Have you ever been to Disney World? Been. Okay. Those are our review words for this week. So keep practicing those at home, and I'll be quizzing you on Friday. See if you know those. All right. Before we get started with our book, I would like to go over this anchor chart. Move you a little closer. So this anchor chart is about illustrations, and these are actually illustrations from the book that we're going to read today. When you're looking at illustrations, you look at the pictures for clues. So you look for clues. Think of like a detective with a magnifying glass. You're looking for clues to better understand story elements. And remember, in story events, story elements are like you're looking at the pictures to figure out characters or setting or beginning, middle, end, or what's happening in the story. So the best way to teach this is with a picture book. So that's what we're going to read today. So our story today is Tuesday by David Weisner. Okay. So if I was to talk about this picture, looking at this picture, there's Frog sleeping. Uh-oh. The lily pad starts to, they all start to lift up into the air. Man. Tuesday evening around 8. So it's around 8 p.m. Tuesday evening. What kind of expression? Look at that turtle. I wonder what he's looking at. Look what's happening. The frogs on the lily pads are starting. Look at that turtle. He's like, what is going on, right? My goodness. What are those frogs doing? Right, they're flying so high, they're chasing after birds. Look at them. And they're doing upside down backflips. So, how would you describe the setting right now? When is the story taking place? At night, that's right. Good job. How could you tell that from this picture? right? The sky's dark. The frogs, and it talked about it being in the evening, but it's dark, right? The sun was setting on that last page. There's the moon in the sky. Where would you say the story is going to take place? In a town or a neighborhood, that's right. And this one says 11:21 p.m. What's the man doing? Having a late night snack? What does he notice going on outside in the window? He's like, a what now? What's going on outside? Ah! What accidentally happened? They wrecked into some laundry, right? Because they weren't paying attention. What did that frog become? A superhero. Oh my goodness. What are these frogs doing now? They're coming in through open windows and down chimneys. They're going into houses now. What's going on in this picture? Right, she's sleeping. This is a television. She's sleeping in front of a television. And one of the frogs has the remote, right? And they're all sitting there watching TV with her. 4:38 a.m. So now this is early morning. So they're just cruising along, right? And then all of a sudden, what do they see? A dog. What's the dog start to do? They're chasing the flying frogs. That dog better watch out, because look what's happening here. Now the flying frogs are chasing the dog. Because there's more of them, right? What's starting to happen? What's starting to happen to the frogs? They're starting to fall off their lily pads, right? Now, when is the story taking place? In the morning, right? And where are they now? They're back at the pond or in the countryside, right? You can tell from like the big farmlands, right? Exactly. What did they do? They fell off. How do you think that frog feels now? They're pretty grumpy, right? They liked flying in the air. Now what's going on? Everyone's trying to figure out, right, why there's lily pads everywhere. And the people, like this is the man who was eating the sandwich. There's the dog. And he's telling them what they saw. And people are like, really? You sure? Next Tuesday, 7:58 p.m. What's going on here? Let's see. Now who's flying at night? The pigs the next Tuesday. Those Tuesdays must be special, huh? Interesting. All right. So in order for us to do our little activity that we do together as a class, I need to turn off my lights and then I need to set up my smartboard real quick. So while I'm doing that, I'd like you to go ahead and get out your notebook and a pencil, okay? So go ahead and get out a notebook and a pencil. So I have to turn my lights off and then I got to move ya in order for you to see the board. Okay. So don't forget, we're talking about describing the setting by using illustrations. So what we're going to do first is in your notebook, I just want you to kind of draw a line down the center of your notebook. And on one side, we're going to draw a picture. And on the other side, we're going to use words to describe what we drew. So we're talking about the setting. So I'm going to go ahead and use this picture right here to describe the setting of the story, okay? So we're going to draw something similar to this. Remember, I'm not Picasso, so it's going to be like stick figure frogs and a simple setting, okay? A simple illustration. It's not going to be anything. I'm not as talented as David Weisner is. So this is the setting we're going to use. So go ahead and get out your notebook and your pencil. And we are going to draw one of the settings. So I think I'm going to draw like the light pole, right? And here's a little birdie. Here's a little birdie. Here's a little birdie, right? Remember, not the best. Okay, and then this is like the tree tops, right? Because it was kind of like above a wooded area, and then you could start to see some houses, right? Because this was up, you want to show that they were up in the sky. I'm going to draw a moon right here, some stars, because remember it's nighttime. And then don't forget, you want to make sure that you draw a frog. So my frog's not the best, but you know, frog nonetheless. Here, I'll put another one. Okay, so that's how I would draw that setting. Then what would be some words to describe the setting? So you could say, when is the story taking place? It is taking place at night, right? What time of the week? What day was it when this was taking place? That's right, it was taking place on Tuesday. And then where is it taking place? It's taking place over top of like a neighborhood, or we could say a town. I'm going to say a town. It's over a town. So when, where, it's taking place over a town, right? Because remember, we're talking about the setting. So that's when and where the story takes place. So you could say a neighborhood too. So all of those you could use to talk about the setting. So you're illustrating a setting, okay? And then you're describing the setting. Remember, you don't have to be perfect, but just so you have an idea of what this looks like. I had the moon, I had some stars, I had it over that town, right? I knew that the story was taking place on a Tuesday, right? So for your seesaw lesson, okay, that's online, what you're going to do is there's going to be a picture, okay? So there's an actual picture from the story. So if you need to, you can come back, rewatch this lesson again, or you can watch the read aloud that's on the link on the activity. There's going to be a picture from Tuesday, so from that book. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to tap the microphone and record yourself describing what is going on in that picture. So I want you to tell me the setting. I want you to tell me who's in the story, who's in the picture. I want you to tell me what's happening. So what is the event that's going on in that picture? Okay, so make sure if you need to, you're using like your retelling hand to help you remember. Maybe you're thinking about the story elements, okay? Maybe you're thinking about setting. So all of those are important pieces. So if you need to, you can always come back, rewatch this video, or you can watch the Tuesday read aloud. Also, that's on the link of the activity. Thank you so much for joining me today, boys and girls. I had a marvelous time, and I will see you next time. Bye.